boobs, penis, balls. Now that I have everyone's attention, I would like to tell a tale. When I was just a tiny little lad, it was around Christmas time and I had nothing but unrestricted internet access and apparently a Red Bull. I came across two things that would change my life forever. Porn and Five Nights at Freddy's. Not together, by the way. That's not my thing. I started closing these doors and flickering those lights and, well, not actually much else. But that doesn't matter because I was hooked. I loved the silly Freddy Fazbear. I am now the first generation to grow up with mascot horror, and it holds a special place in my heart. I love all sorts of mascot horror games. Bendy, Poppy, not you. Mascot horror at its core can be and is very cheesy horror most of the time. But I don't know, there's a charm to it. Although, maybe that's just because I have bad taste in games. I'm from New York, we know good pizza and nothing else. But one game sticks out like a sore thumb. Here enters a new opponent to the ring. Get out of here, Freddy Fazbear, it's time for the BanBan. From Garten of BanBan. Much like any other teenager, I am often depressed, lost in thought about my future. How many kids should I have by now? What the hell is a condom? But all those thoughts of doubt leave my mind every time a new BanBan game comes out. Okay, I have to admit something. I kinda like BanBan. But hey, put down your pitchforks and flaming torches. Let me explain. BanBan at its core is not a good game, but I would be lying if I said I was not entertained by it. It has a level of brain rot satire unmatched by any other title. And every BanBan game I catch myself saying, no way they did that. Why did they do that? And is it freaky? Now, with the release of Garten Of BanBan 7, I wanted to look back and answer one looming question. Is BanBan getting better? But first, this video is sponsored by Not Air and not Raid Shadow Legends. I promise, I am not famous enough to get a sponsor. Instead, I'd like to plug myself. No, not like that. I had a dream ever since my first channel in 2015 to get 100,000 subscribers. I really wanted that shiny silver plaque. I even bought a fake one for my old channel to make myself feel better. Like, that's how desperate I am. If you would like to support my journey so my mother will finally look me in the eyes again, then please subscribe. Pretty soon I'll be on my own, and I realized food costs money. So please, guys, please! Bird up, fellas, it's time to strap into Garten Of BanBan 1. These are the Euphoric brothers. Two brothers from somewhere who have a passion for making games. Making a bunch of hit or miss titles until stumbling upon their golden goose, Garten Of BanBan. After our child goes missing at a kindergarten, we are tasked as the parent to go and find them. Now, first thing I notice is that all these current mascot horror games around these times were following the same kind of trope. Bendy, you were tasked to find Joey. Poppy, you were tasked to find your old crew. Ruin, you are tasked to find Gregory. BanBan, you have to find your child. Like, dude, when do I get to find myself? I'm sick of this shit. BanBan's main gimmick is this little drone thingy. You can use it to press buttons and not much else. You can break glass with it. That's pretty for the game's credit, the gameplay is shaken up quite an alright amount for a 10-minute experience. You get to collect and find eggs, and key cards. You get to fly a silly drone and get chased by a bipolar pink bird. Oh yeah, speaking of that, Opilabird is the first ever antagonist? Is that the right word? Monster? I'll go with monster. Meme culture had a field day with this bird, and even the devs won't fully kill her off now. BanBan, despite all the odds, was a success and blew up overnight. Everyone wanted a taste of Jumbo Josh. I really need to think these things through before I say them. BanBan 1 wasn't great by any means, but it was harmless considering it was free and just some devs trying to make some games. But the game did get a lot of backlash for being, well, stupid, dumb, and bad. So if the Euphoric brothers wanted to capitalize off of this franchise, they would need to make a banger next entry. BanBan 2 was released not long after the first, but with one major difference. The game was $4.99, which means this new BanBan game was a paid product, which obviously comes with expectations. I mean, this game costs just under 2 McChickens. So the competition writes itself. I mean, with inflation, even a large milkshake costs over $5 now. I mean, even a 6-piece nugget at McDonald's is over $5, meaning each chicken nugget is almost worth $1 on its own. That's insane. I think I got distracted. The main antagonist this time around is Banbalina, the female version of BanBan. She works fairly well in concept, but that's mostly because I'm scared of white women. She has a fun little minigame where you have to answer her questions correctly, and there's also a part where you have to chase down and kidnap children, which does make BanBan 2 a pretty okay experience. I had fun with it, although there's kind of one issue. Compared to the last chapter being only 10 minutes, this one is 2 hours. Which is painfully dragged out with unnecessary puzzle after puzzle, making getting to any sort of section a complete drag. This is done on purpose too. The creators know you do not like BanBan. Steam is a very generous platform and allows you to refund games as long as it follows 2 requirements. 1, you bought the game in the past few weeks, and 2, you have under 2 hours of playtime, which is exactly how long an average playthrough of BanBan 2 is. This same concept is repeated for each chapter, having more pointless and long puzzles that drag out the runtime. Puzzles are fine if they are fun, and BanBan does have an enjoyable segment every now and then, but needing to press 3 buttons with a drone to open 1 door is a bit of a stretch, don't you think? In all fairness, it's not evil for game devs that want money. Again, you see the McDonald's prices nowadays? We're all in need. But at the same time, it is also valid for a player to feel like they are being taken advantage of by the developer if they do this. It's exactly why a trust between a developer and a player is important. But what would I know? The U4 brothers are rich and I have $4 on a Denny gift card to my name. BanBan 2 overall is a better game than BanBan 1, but it does waste your time more, and $5 is quite the price tag for a game of this quality. But hey, they did bring Opilabird back, so take my money, man. Hey, before we even get into BanBan 3, I want to quickly bring up something. To get all of the BanBan chapters so far, with more on the way, currently costs $40, which comes out to about 14.5 McChickens. Take that information as you will. BanBan 3 is where things get real-ish. This one is something else. If you've tried meth, you'll love Garten Of BanBan 3. This is the beginning of the chapters to have flashbacks of the BanBan crew outside. This one being them driving in the desert until eventually hitting a cactus, proving once again that drunk driving is not the leading cause of crashes. We also help a character called Nab Nab Mate, so that's cool. We also end the game on a battle with the rejected Ninja Turtle. On top of that, this chapter also adds the Mimic.
3 stones with 1 bird. 3 stones with 1 bird. Hand over your pancreas.
They really need that 2-hour playtime. While that's all true, this chapter does have quite an unfortunate end once we meet Tartarbird, meaning Opilabird is married. I was very upset when I found this out. I made a whole thread on Twitter of why I think they are divorced. I was coping and I will not accept judgment. BanBan also shows us at the end he has 2 sides of him, one racist and one homosexual, before he chases us down a corridor until we get to witness a family fight. Marvel ain't got nothing on this. BanBan 3 is the start of the series going off the rails, and honestly, I'm here for it. Why would I need to play Puppy Playtime when I can see Jumbo Josh? Chapter 3 is technically a step up from Chapter 2. It does have more going on, but this one, especially near the beginning, does drag until it picks up. But hey, they're getting there. Garten Of BanBan 4 was a major shift for the series. By that I mean the chapters are now $10 instead of $5. So these chapters aren't any longer, but the Euphoric brothers kind of just decided these are the better ones, so give us double the money. But you know, anything for the Euphoric brothers, right? BanBan 4 introduced us to the Jester, this chapter's villain. Honestly, he's pretty good. I don't mind him. I found his scenes quite fun, but the Jester is not the surprise introduced in this chapter. No. That's Choo Choo Charles.
Yeah, but what kind of animal makes that sound?
Choo Choo Charles?
I'm not kidding. So, the Euphoric brothers and the creator of Choo Choo Charles did perhaps the funniest marketing thing I've ever seen. They put Choo Choo Charles in the chapter to promote their new hardcore game mode for the Choo Choo Charles game. Like that's genius. Also, they end this cutscene with a cutout explosion. You cannot tell me they are taking this game seriously. But overall, this chapter is a step up in a few areas. I genuinely think this chapter's voice acting is quite a big improvement over the other 3, mostly because we're not only hearing BanBan or Stingerflynn. The new voice actors do a decent job, so good job guy that voices the frog dude in Australia. I think the areas in this one are just more appealing and have more variety, which is nice compared to only looking at single colored walls 90% of the game. Although BanBan 4 unfortunately gameplay wise is not as good. Although they did have this fun spot the difference portion that I really liked, because I like spot the difference, my mind likes simple things. But besides that, there's really nothing to note here. BanBan 4 continues the trend of having boss battles near the end of this chapter, and this time fighting against Tom and Jerry's freaky cousin Terry the T-Rex. But eventually, you give it a concussion and it dies. The Jester ends the chapter by proving dark humor can be funny, and it's so funny that the queen unalives herself. Thank you, Euphoric Brothers. No, fellas, this is not a typo. We're going straight to BanBan 6. Why? Because, well, BanBan 5 simply does not exist. Apparently, no one taught the Euphoric Brothers how to count, so they set up a Steam page for Chapter 5, but simply worked on the 6th game instead. Apparently, the reasoning is Chapter 5 is supposed to take place in the past. How the f does that make any sense? So, yeah, now we have BanBan 6 and 7, and the 8th game is next, but the 5th game is still nowhere in sight. But then again, the Euphoric Brothers are rich, so what do I know? I'm just gonna get out of the way. BanBan 6 sucks, man. It is genuinely such a massive downgrade in any way possible. The gameplay in this one is like my love life, non-existent or just straight up annoying. The only good part about this chapter is the Stinger Flynn flashback where they get hit by a f***ing bus. The boss battle in this one was also just extremely annoying and a buggy mess when I first played it. But then we get introduced to the villain, Sir Dadadu? What that mouth do? Eventually we escape, but as we go down the elevator, it is revealed Sir Dadadu apparently makes everyone evil off screen and the chapter ends. Yeah, this chapter just sucks. Genuinely just the worst entry that does nothing but waste your time. They are making up the story as it goes, and it's been so obvious throughout the chapters, but this one just really shows it. But hey, it's okay to slip up every now and then. We got one chapter left, so let's see if it holds up. Well, actually, this isn't BanBan 7. This is actually a tactical strategy they used in the war called lying. Before BanBan 7, the Euphoric Brothers randomly dropped the BanBan Punch Rush, an exclusive BanBan game for mobile. In this game, you play as various BanBan crew members like BanBan, Nap, or the keycard, I guess. In this game, you have to hit him out of objects and move on to the next room before the time runs out. Then you do it again, and again. Yeah, that's the whole game. It's just simply a mobile game they wanted to pump out to have some in-game transactions. It's not really worth your time at all. Let's actually move on to BanBan 7. After a fun but slightly painful journey, we reach BanBan Chapter 7. As of me writing this script, this game only came out 3 days ago, so it's quite new. Honestly, BanBan 7 is kind of decent. It's a step in the right direction for the series, not exactly story-wise by any means, but this chapter does have some visual upgrades as well as just having some more interesting places to explore. The underground city was really fun to walk around in and talk to the people there, even if they are literally straight up racist. But who can be mad at them? Look at these cute little things. You get the racist pass. Gameplay-wise, this chapter is not anything groundbreaking. Groundbreaking. Actually, underwhelming if anything. Although, I do like the chase section in this one, making you do rooftop parkour, just like I used to do when I was 3. The new drone mechanic in this one allows you to control the drone, which honestly is a really great addition. Besides the part where bouncing into walls teleports you all the way back, that actually made this game like 5 times more annoying to sit through. One moment you're in New York and in the next you're in Canada. They also started calling Jumbo Josh the Green Gorilla now. This chapter does not hold back on racism. The boys had their fun, but it's now time for a true man's game. I'm predicting BanBan 8 will have nudity. Don't ignore us, Euphoric Brothers. Show us the Jumbo Josh Jumbo Junk. So, in conclusion, BanBan is still flawed, overpriced, and not a great game. But in my personal opinion, BanBan is getting better. Each edition can really be hit or miss, but the overall quality is going up. But overall, I don't know, it's just kind of fun. BanBan is just a silly game that I don't think takes itself very seriously. It seems aware and almost satire to an extent, but I really can't confirm that for sure. Maybe these are just devs actually trying their best, and if so, oops. BanBan will continue to be around for a long time, but with these devs slowly getting better, maybe it won't be so long until they make something genuinely good. Either way, at the end of the day, these are just two brothers who had their game blow up way more than they had planned, and with that comes pressure and expectation, which can be extremely hard to deal with. But you know, if BanBan does teach us one thing, maybe we don't have to be so serious all the time. Maybe it's okay to be just a little bit silly.